Good afternoon. This is Matthew Melton, and welcome to Matthew Melton's Democracy Show. I'd like to start this show by reading the title aloud, which is show number 4, being the novel coronavirus 2019, small n, uppercase C, uppercase O, uppercase V. First patient has been released in America. Get the deets. Now into my standard intro. Hello, I'm Matthew Melton. This is Matthew Melton's Democracy Show on YouTube, and I'm here in Seattle's University District neighborhood at the University of Washington. Go Huskies, go Hawks. This channel is my political commentary show, and I'm here to present my opinions on major media covered current political news stories, primarily within the realm of American politica, but part of the time I will be talking about foreign political news. By politica, I'm referring to the political situation surrounding a body of government. I'm a left-leaning Democrat, but I will try to hit the middle of the road when I can for broader appeal. What this channel is a startup, like a little business venture to me. Hello, millennials, and hello, boomers. You're both okay, and thank you for viewing my channel. To subscribe to my channel, please just click the little red button below. And hello to all of my regular viewers and subscribers. I appreciate you. You are my constant motivation in producing this channel. And thank you to the U.S. Constitution and the First Amendment from the bottom of my heart for each and every day of my life. Going outside of my typical planned politica format today to talk about the coronavirus, now called the novel coronavirus 2019, lowercase n, uppercase C, uppercase O, uppercase V. And here it is. I'm happy to have read this morning that in Everett, Washington, a hospital has just released the first American case of the coronavirus to his home, and I understand that he has to remain in his home. He is a Chinese man who flew into America in 2019 carrying the virus. I assume he's Chinese American, so I apologize if I made a mistake there. Probably his neighbors are planning vacations, but I'm quite optimistic about the whole matter. This means that Corona 2019, lowercase n, uppercase C, uppercase O, uppercase V victims in the future will be treated and at some point released. Now that he's released, if the CDC were so insightful that they would start tracking all visitors who have entered the United States from China since December 2019 and all who entered before the airport screening and travel bans began. Also, those entering who have entered through Canada and Mexico and on flights from Europe who may not be infected but are still carriers, as we have no way of knowing. It's the CDC's mission to know all of this. I'm buying gloves and masks this week. I keep a few pairs of gloves and one mask in my vehicles, but now I'm buying a large quantity of gloves, and from what I've read, the coronavirus, the 2019, lowercase n, uppercase C, uppercase O, uppercase V flu virus is going to stay a while. It's ramping up, not leveling off, and what was still deaths in the 200s last week has now passed 350 deaths this week, and I think it's actually above 400 now. I'm not going to verify that because I just don't have the current news sitting in front of me. Here it is. I'm just going to repeat what I told my friend who texted me from his bus ride to work this morning and mentioned coughing on the bus. And this will be offensive to some, but I feel that it's altogether prudent for all of my viewers to hear. This is what I told him. I'm not going to say what his name is. I told him, don't ride the bus until after the end of flu season this year. And if you have to ride the bus, then be sure to wear your hospital mask and surgical gloves at all times, because people are going to cough and people are going to sneeze on the bus. Uh, it's cold. It's cold and flu season. The flu's going around. Doesn't have to be the coronavirus. The flu victimizes those with weak immune systems, and especially the elderly. So that goes double for them, the statement that I just made. Stay at home as much as you can. That's what I told my parents. Use rideshare when you can. Uh, Still wear those gloves and masks until cold and flu season ends, maybe around June. Uh, Also avoid public restrooms and other public places. Go when necessary and wear your hospital masks and surgical gloves. Some students here at University of Washington neighborhood where I live are already doing it. Have no shame and just start doing it. That's what I'm going to do. I know it looks gimpy. I'm going to do it anyways, and I'll just look like the weird old man being cautious in the neighborhood. Uh, that's how they all see me, as the old man. Make it a point to avoid people on the street, especially those downtown in areas like Seattle's Razor, 3rd and Pine Street tourist area. Coughing and sneezing goes on down there all day and all night. And a lot of those who are homeless stay drunk and high all day uh, and get sick from living outdoors. And that's a major bus stop there. So all walks of life go there. Just people, young professionals, older professionals. They're down there with the homeless who are sick and coughing and sneezing. Not their fault. They're sleeping outside. They're going to get sick, and their immune systems are down because they're drinking. They're using drugs. Um, they're not going to cover their mouths because they're out of it, or their noses when they sneeze. I've been there and made those observations. Also in Seattle, there's a big open air market in the tourist area, which is a block, which is near the block downtown known as the Razor. Um, Seattle's now promising to clean up this area, but still, even if they clean it up, it's a major bus stop, and you're gonna get homeless people down there who are they're inebriated, and they're going to be sick, and they're going to be coughing and sneezing. If you have your masks on, if you have your gloves on, you're being cautious, and that's what's correct. The flu is likely to go pandemic, being the novel coronavirus, uh, because of the speed it's ramping up. Uh, but in my opinion, if Americans buy masks and start practicing good safety habits and use immune boosters like garlic and vitamin C and vitamin B complex, then you're doing yourself a solid. It's going to hit other nations a lot harder than us here in America. We can come through this flu season mostly intact. Here's my proposal for that. It's emergency laws. I would like to see emergency laws passed at state level for all people in public places, making it the law that they have to wear face masks and surgical gloves. So all of the homeless people have to wear face masks and surgical gloves. So when they cough and sneeze, and when you cough and sneeze, you can't infect them. Uh, and then especially in every public school and every nightclub and every movie theater, uh, now is the time. We've got a potential pandemic here, and now is the time to get prepared. Not when coronavirus is on our streets. Uh, this all makes sense. Besides, don't panic. Don't panic. Uh, The first American case of the 2019 novel coronavirus is already discharged, recovering in his own home. It's all positive. We already covered that, I know. If the 2019 novel coronavirus spreads in Seattle's homeless populations, things will be a travesty. But I'm sure the emergency laws, should they be passed, when they are passed, requiring masks and gloves in public places, will especially benefit the homeless who congregate downtown in places like the Razor, while hanging out, etc. Another idea is for the city to set up emergency sanitation stations to help everyone keep their hands clean, and to pass out masks and gloves to the people on the street, aka the homeless community. Not to demonize the homeless community in any way. It just needs to be said. A concern would be that we being America at a national level, are not prepared. If we're not prepared, then some group like CUDs from the Axis of Evil could see the situation as one to exploit and look for ways to further spread the novel 2019 novel coronavirus into the West. So I would definitely I do have concern about that. And possibly they could modify it too and make it spread faster or more dangerous. And I know that China did not spread the virus intentionally, but I am of the opinion that if North Korea, for example, had planned to spread a flu virus like the 2019 novel coronavirus into the territory of its Western enemy nations, one being America, then it would only have to look at the fact that infected travelers were able to board international flights without screening and could be carrying the virus without being infected. Well, now airports are screening, so that's not as big of a concern, but they could still get that virus into the country and get it moving around if they tried. I hope they don't try. We should just be prepared in case they did. They're looking for ways to hurt us. They said that, and it was in the news. Now everyone knows a lot more about how these coronaviruses spread, and hopefully America will be up and on its defensive guard for the next cold and flu season, being in 2021. Doing my best to get my commentary out today while keeping it brief. Thank you for viewing.